Good morning, students. Yesterday we solved the problems. Now today we enter to the next model, that is a design of synchronous machine. In the meeting already we have discussed this. So same thing I want to present here. We know that synchronous machines are AC generators or AC motors. Mainly we have to know that it works on Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. One field is stationary, another field is rotating. Hence, to generate the voltage, we need the conductors, we need the magnetic field. Out of these two, any one should be rotating, any one should be stationary. That is old story, already we are knowing. In brief, what are the types of synchronous machines? Salient pole machine, non-salient pole machine, depending upon the type of rotors used. Salient pole machines are usually adopted in hydroelectric turbines. These are used in hydroelectric power plants. These are connected with water wheel or diesel engines. These are generally known as poles are fixed. Poles are fixed to rotor speed, mechanically weak construction. Generally, these are useful for low speeds, approximately around 400 rpm. On opposite side, non-polient pole type or smooth cylindrical type of rotors are driven. These rotors are mechanically sound construction. These are used for high speed applications. Then these are coupled with steam engines or gas turbines, where these are subjected to higher speeds. Uh, they have the slots on outer periphery of smooth cylindrical rotor. Then the field windings are placed in the slots. These are depending upon the types of rotors. In general, depending upon the rating, depending upon the application, we are knowing another type of classification. You view the brief. Number one, hydro generator. In this system, prime mover is used as a water wheel and driven at 100 to 1000 rpm, available in capacity of 750 megawatts. Next continuation, we are having turbine, turbo alternators. Generally, turbo alternator means which are used in steam power plants for generation of systems. In this system, the prime movers used are steam turbines or gas turbines. Generally, these are useful for high speed applications such as 3000 rpm and manufactured in the rating of 1000 megawatts. Engine driven, the prime mover is internal combustion engine, or it may be diesel or petrol, which runs at the speed of 1500 rpm and manufactured in the low rating 20 megawatts. These are useful whenever the power supply is cut off. During that period, we know that these internal combustion system based generators are useful. Next, continuation of motors. Motors are manufactured, synchronous motors, in the wide range of capacity, and they are provided with the damper winding. Very important application is compensators. The name itself gives compensation of reactive power. The synchronous motors runs with a different field excitation system. It works in leading form factor. Leading form factor, that we are knowing. It is also known as the synchronous condenser. Depending upon the field excitation, we have to work this machine under leading power factor. Hence, it supplies the capacitive current or reactive power to the which electrical network, either it may be transmission network. These are manufactured in the rating of 100 MUR and runs around 3000 rpm. Turbo alternators, already once again we have to come to what is the maximum limitation of diameter. Turbo alternators are characterized by long axial length, shorter diameter, long axial length and shorter diameter. High speed of the rotor limits the diameter rotor about 1.2 meters. Maximum value of rotor diameter is 1.2 meters and peripheral speed about 175 meters per second. Next we shall have to discuss hydro generators. Again same thing. These are having a salient pole type rotor. These are worked with the water wheel, different type of water wheel turbines. Felton wheel is used. Felton is used depending upon the water heads, that is around 400 meters and above. Francis turbine is used for water heads up to 380 meters. Similarly, the Kaplan turbine is also used water heads up to 50 meter. The speed of alternators varies from 50 to 500 rpm. Usually these are characterized by low speed and peripheral speed. You have to remember this. The peripheral speed of the rotor is limited to 80 meters per second. Then very important aspect in the selection of alternator is runaway speed. Runaway speed of alternator. The runaway speed is defined as the speed which is prime mover would have if it suddenly unloaded when working at its rated load condition. So it is one of the important design parameter in turbines, in alternators. We are knowing that steam turbines are equipped with quick acting overspeed governors for protection of system, which are set up to trip minimum of 1.1 times of rated speed. Hence, turbo alternators are designed in general for 1.25 times of rated speed. But in water wheel turbines, there are gate valves are used. These are not acting very faster as compared to in steam turbines. These are operating at very low condition. Hence, the machine attains at higher value of runaway speed. For example, Felton wheel type 1.8 times rated speed, Prankix 2, Kaplan 2.5 times. These are the some values you have to remember. Next, very important, one of the design equation is required. Output equation of synchronous machine is same that of output equation of AC machine. Already you derived, or it is maybe in induction machines. We have seen that same derivation you practice. If it comes in this model also, you write the same answer. So output equation Q equal to C naught D square L NS, where Q is kVA output for alternator and kVA input for synchronous motor. Last time we have taken the input. Now we have to take kVA output of alternator, where D is the diameter of stator bore, that is already same thing. L is the length of stator core, that also we have seen. These two are main dimensions. NS synchronous speed in revolutions per second. B average specific magnetic loading in Webers per meter square. AC specific electric loading ampere conductors per meter. kWs stator winding factor. Once again, I kindly request you people, you prepare the derivation of output equation. It is useful for induction motor model also. It is also useful in synchronous machine model also. Next, design of salient pole machine. Another thing, after constructing D square L equal to 1 equation, after knowing the Q and NS, now L by tau ratio is required, as what we have seen in earlier induction motor. L by tau depends upon different parameters, performance of the machine. Here it depends upon types of poles used. We are generally having two types of poles. One is round pole, another one is rectangular pole. As shown in figure, when round poles are used, the ratio of pole arc to pole pitch, that is 0.6 to 0.7. Ratio of pole arc to pole pitch, that is 0.6 to 0.7. Again, the length of pole should be equal to width of pole shoe. The length of pole should be equal to width of pole shoe. L by tau equal to 0.6 to 0.7. You remember that is 1. If the problem mentioned use salient pole construction means L by tau values you have to take 0.6 to 0.7. Next one, for rectangular poles. Again it is shown in the figure. It is a rectangular pole type. The ratio of pole arc to pole pitch, it varies between 1 to 5. In general, it is used for 1 to 5. In general, the ratio should not exceed 3 for normal machine. Otherwise, design of field system becomes uneconomical. Just we have to keep the range should be 1 to 5, but we should not go above value of 3. That is the one of constraint, design constraint. Remember, maximum should be 3 out of 1 to 5. For rectangular pole, L by tau should be used from 1 to 5. That is another important aspect. You can using the rectangular poles, then you can assume L by tau. The value of allowable peripheral speed depends upon type of pole attachment. Again, it is another important aspect. If you are using bolted pole construction, peripheral speed should be 50 meters per second or less than 50 meters per second. Getting the idea? If you are using bolted type construction, then the peripheral speed should be 50 meters per second. If we are providing dovetail, or T-head construction, the peripheral speed should be 80 meters per second. These two are very important. If you are knowing these things, problems becomes easy. Thank you, sirs.